It's finally summer, and Izumi and his friends are hanging out on the school rooftop to decide where they're going for the summer break. Suddenly a bug attacks Izumi, which surprises absolutely no one since, well, it's Izumi, with Shikimori immediately offering him water and dazzling him as she does, while Hachimitsu painstakingly protects him from the sun with an umbrella despite her short height. Nekazaki says she wants to go to the beach, and Shikimori livens up at the prospect. As for Izumi, he thinks about how he always burns near instantly under the sun, so he always ends up sitting in the shade while watching everyone else live their best summer life. Inuzuka suggests that going to the river might be better since Izumi prefers cooler places. At this, Izumi says that if they want to go to the beach, they shouldn't hold back on his account. Inuzuka reasons that they aren't holding back because of him. They're discussing this because they want to go somewhere all of them can enjoy. This makes Izumi shyly admit that he would also like to go to the river, and with that it's decided. However, Hachimitsu interjects, saying that Izumi and rivers sounds like a dangerous combination, and she's not wrong at all. Luckily, Shikimori assures them that everything will be fine since she'll be there. A few days later, it's finally their final exam week. At Nekazaki's request, the group goes to the mall after school so they can study. In truth, Nekazaki just made everyone go there so they can buy some swimsuits for their river trip. Shikimori asks Izumi if he'll be swimming, and he says that he doesn't think he will, since he sunburns easily. As such, Shikimori deduces that he won't be wearing swimwear, which disappoints her quite a bit. She thinks that not seeing her boyfriend in a swimsuit would be a pity, which makes poor little Izumi blush and stammer. Hachimitsu and Nekazaki notice Shikimori teasing her boyfriend again, which amuses Nekozaki to no end. She invites Shikimori to buy a swimsuit, but she declines, seeing as Izumi won't be swimming anyway. With the two girls going on their merry way, Shikimori notices that Izumi's entranced by something, and to her sheer horror, Izumi's staring at a hottie in a hot bikini. This bothers Shikimori so much that she pretended to run for the bathroom, when in reality she went off to check the swimsuits out. At the store, she finds the same swimsuit that the model was wearing. While she's giving it a perturbed look, Nekazaki and Hachimitsu find her there. Even the blank and ever-smiling Hachimitsu is shocked at the prospect of Shikimori wearing something that revealing, so the girl frantically explains that she just saw Izumi staring at a model wearing the same swimsuit, and she figured that he must like that kind of stuff. Little does she know that her soft-bodied little boyfriend was just amazed by the model's abs, not the piping hot swimsuit she was wearing. Nekazaki seems amused by this, and she isn't surprised at all. She brings up that Shikimori just hates losing, which the girl quickly declines. But little does she know Nekazaki's always been observing her. Before they became friends, Nekazaki was a Shikimori simp. When Shikimori passed her, Nekazaki would melt down over how pretty, smart, and nice she is, while the passive Hachimitsu doesn't even know who Shikimori is despite being classmates with her. She calmly told Nekazaki to chill out since she's being creepy, and she retorted that everyone gets creepy when a cute girl shows up in front of them. Nekazaki just loves those innocent maiden-type girls since she looks up to them. One time the girls were having a basketball team. Nekazaki and Hachimitsu were on the same team while Shikimori's on the opposing one. While dribbling the ball, Nekazaki was caught off guard as Shikimori successfully stole the ball from her and scored a point. This riled her up. She couldn't let Shikimori show her up, and so Nekazaki quickly stole the ball and made a slick-as-hell shot. Shikimori seemed kind of okay with this, but unfortunately she noticed that Izumi was in awe of Nekazaki's three-point shot. The cool Shikimori brought in her a game which got Nekazaki all fired up too. The supposedly chill basketball match became way too serious. After that game, Nekazaki approached Shikimori and invited her to have lunch together. She gladly accepted this, and that is how they became friends. Back to the present, Nekazaki helps Shikimori find a better swimsuit for her. While the girls are shopping, Izumi and Inuzuka are studying for their final exams at the food court. Soon enough, the girls finally arrive, and Izumi immediately asks Shikimori what she bought. Shikimori's surprised that he figured out she bought something, and she starts shyly denying that she did. Izumi can tell that she's lying though. Come next day, a downcast Izumi is walking home with Shikimori. The boy's on the brink of tears as he shares that all of his writing tools broke while he was taking the exam. Poor guy can't ever catch a break, and a pooch starts barking him up, ready to square up with the terrified Izumi. That night, Izumi still can't move on from his bad luck earlier. While he's struggling to study, he receives a call from Shikimori. Since the both of them have super healthy schedules, he wonders why she's calling him that late. She says that she called him just because she wanted to hear his voice, making Izumi's face turn beet red. He then talks about stars with her, and Shikimori tells him that she'll take him somewhere he can see a sky full of stars. In turn, he tells her that he'll also take her someplace she wants to go, since she's going to the river instead of the beach for his sake. Shikimori can't think of anywhere she wants to go, and as innocuous as her answer is, it makes Izumi panic. Teary-eyed, he wonders whether she said that because she doesn't want to go anywhere with him, making him go through the 5 stages of grief in a flash. Shikimori then clarifies that it's probably because she just wants to go wherever he's going. For her, it doesn't matter where their destination is. As long as she's with Izumi and he's happy, her happiness is already a guarantee. Izumi practically swoons at this. He thanks her and tells her she's amazing since she feels much better now. He also wants to see her right at that very moment, but Shikimori suddenly ends the call saying that she's sleepy. While Izumi is energized and ready to work hard for his final exams, Shikimori is squealing and kicking her bed in giddiness, but all her ruckus wakes her older brother up, and he tells her to quiet down since it's late. Time passes, and it's finally summer break. When Izumi and the gang arrive at the river, they get amazed by the beauty of nature. The river is clean, free from any trace of human activity. There are fewer people there compared to the beach, so they can enjoy the cool water without the crowd. They then set up their stuff to start the barbecue. Nekazaki and Inuzuka drool while thinking about the food they'll eat. After seeing how hopeless the two are in cooking, Izumi volunteers to prepare the vegetables. Everyone's on edge as they watch him, but after the first chop they realize that he can actually cut vegetables without summoning the next apocalypse. When asked if he can cook, Izumi responds with a simple "yeah," and Shikimori admires this newfound side of him. Unfortunately, this wholesome little moment shatters when Inuzuka asks, "If you can cook that well, shouldn't girls be falling all over you?" This angers Shikimori. They then work together to prepare their barbecue meal, while Shikimori busies herself with making a dish just for Izumi. When she's done cooking, she hands it to him, and he compliments her cooking, saying that it looks so good. Not the same thing can be said after he's taken a bite, though. He is at a loss for words, he can't even tell what the taste is. Seeing his reaction, Shikimori tastes her cooking, and not even she can stomach the taste. But even though it tastes like crap from the sewers of the underworld's depths, Izumi still takes another bite. Shikimori looks on in horror and panics, demanding him to spit it out since it might be deadly. He assures her that it's okay, she made it, so of course he'll eat it. With that, Shikimori swears to make him delicious meals and asks him to wait until then. After their meal, Izumi prepares some food. When he asks Shikimori how it is, she says that it's amazing and that she'd eat it every day. While saying this, she suggestively licks the chocolate off her fingers, making Izumi blush. Nekazaki also teases him. Poor Izumi blushes even harder and asks Shikimori for backup. Now that their meal is complete and they've cleaned everything up, they head to the river. As the couple's friends go on ahead, Shikimori tells Izumi that the next time they should have their meal with just the two of them. Upon arriving at the river, they dip their feet into the cool waters. He observes their friends and comments that some modern swimsuits are made to look like Western clothes. Inuzuka invites the two to join them, and while Shikimori goes to her friends, Izumi spots a little girl being dragged by the current. In secret, Nekazaki asks Shikimori when she's going to do the swimsuit's big reveal, but Shikimori doesn't think she can do it. Inuzuka then wonders where Izumi is, and as it turns out, he jumped into the river to help the little girl who's being taken by the current. Though he knows that he isn't good at swimming, Izumi is determined to help her. He manages to get her to safety, but before he can climb back to the surface, his leg suddenly cramps. Izumi can no longer climb out of the river and he ends up back in the water. As he's being taken by the current, the little girl cries out and calls for him. The group quickly spots Izumi struggling to stay afloat. Without a shred of hesitation, Shikimori takes her shirt off and jumps into the river. Just when Izumi's on the cusp of passing out, she manages to grab his hand and saves him just in time. Once they reach the surface, Shikimori reprimands Izumi for jumping in instead of calling her. Their other friends approach them to ask if they're all right. The little girl and her mom also arrive to thank Izumi for what he did, and with a smile he approaches the girl to apologize for scaring her. The girl dismisses this, saying that he was cool, and to his surprise she suddenly kisses his cheek before leaving with her mom. After that slight mishap, the group returns to having fun in the river. Finally, Izumi notices his girlfriend's swimsuit, and with a red face he tells her that it's cute. After making a splash they around the shopping street, the group comes across an ice cream shop with a long line of customers, so they go on to see what the hype's all about. Shikimori and Izumi are the first to get their ice creams, and the boys just so happy to be eating the sweet treat. After a fun and fulfilling day by the river, the gang travels back to the city. They're delighted to see that they have the train all to themselves, and after a while Neko, Hachi, Inuzuka, and even Shikimori fall asleep. With his girlfriend asleep on his shoulder, Izumi can't help but gush over how cute his girlfriend is. That doesn't seem to be a very safe thought for him to have though, so he quickly directs his thoughts elsewhere. He really had fun, and that's because he was with Shikimori and their friends. After his ruminations, Izumi soon falls asleep too. Shikimori later wakes up to everyone else asleep. Shikimori frowns, and after looking around the train to make sure it's empty, she sneakily makes Izumi sleep against her shoulder. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe to my channel. I will bring more exciting anime in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye.